Hello, hello, and welcome to day 3 of the Music Focus course, or MFC for short. So, I have a question for you. Have you watched day 1? Have you watched day 2? If not, stop watching this video and make sure you watch those two first. I find that you're going to get the most value if you watch it in order. If you start with day 1 and just do each day's task. Now, there's two options. You can literally just spend one day with each video, or if you want, you can watch multiple days in a row. However, I would only recommend doing that if you realistically believe that you can shorten the time it takes to reach your goal. Because how I've designed this course, by the time you get to day 30, I want to make sure that you've actually achieved what you set out to achieve for the next 30 days. Okay. So in day 1, you set a goal for 30 days. And by day 30, I want to make sure that you've set that goal. You've actually achieved that goal. If you haven't achieved that goal, then we need to kind of rethink how you're setting goals. Okay. Because if you haven't achieved the goal that you set for 30 days from day 1, then maybe you either set a goal that's not realistic for you, or maybe you didn't fully commit to the process. Something's up. So we'll need to maybe readjust for when you set your next set of goals. Okay, moving on. So in day 1, we set the foundation for success. Okay. In day 2, we talked about how to visualize, how to imagine what it is that you want to achieve. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can succeed by modeling others' success. So modeling others' success means looking to someone else who's already achieved what you want to achieve and using that to help you learn much, much faster. So as it pertains to goals or achieving, I think there are two extremes that can cause some problems, and I'm going to explain that in a moment. But before I do want to also let you know that I know the first day and the second day were pretty long. They were both over 30 minutes, and that was essential. It was important to set the foundation so you know what to expect and how to get the most value from this course. However, I also know that you're a busy person and you don't have time to just be watching these really long videos. Okay, every once in a while I may have a longer video, but generally speaking, the videos are going to be significantly less than 30 minutes. So it can be anywhere from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes. So anyway, it's mostly going to be shorter than 30 minutes. And the reason is I want the video to be just long enough to inspire you, to teach you a little bit, and then also to get you to take some specific action. Okay, the video is only going to be long enough to do those 3 things. So to inspire you, to teach you something new, and then to get you to actually do it. Okay. And even if the thing that I teach you is not new, it might be reinforcing something that you already know to be true and can help you to go a little bit deeper. Okay. I find that those are the 3 most important keys to success, no matter what your goal is. You need inspiration. You need to learn how to do it. And then you need to actually have the activity knowledge, which is gained only by doing it, actually by taking the specific action. Because if you run out of inspiration, you're just not going to want to do it anymore. You're just going to be like, this goal is not really worth it. And if you don't have know-how, you're just going to, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what the first step is. And then if you don't have activity knowledge, that's like, okay, I'm excited. I want to achieve this goal and I know exactly what I need to do, but I haven't actually like taken action. So there's a very different, it's very different to theoretically understand something and to know and to actually be able to do it. So I can theoretically know how to play a G chord and technically know what it's supposed to look like, but that doesn't mean I can actually play a G chord and that I can do it really easily. I can theoretically know how to sing a high note and know what I'm supposed to do, but that doesn't mean I can actually sing that high note. Moving on. So today we're focusing on modeling success. So in order to model success, you need to first know what it is you want to achieve. And I'm going to give you some examples. And then you need to know how to actually go about finding someone who's already achieved this goal. So I'll tell you what my goal is. So I really have 2 goals that I want to achieve by day 30. So the first one is I want to make music lessons at JRO better. I know that's not a very specific goal, but I have some metrics that I can use to measure that. The second thing I want to achieve is that I want to be able to record my song, God Loves You, You're Not Alone. I want to record it and really feel satisfied with the end product. And then I can get ready to actually promote the song. Not going to looking to release it yet in 30 days, but I want to at least have the song finished, recorded, and feel satisfied. Okay, so those are my 2 goals over the next 30 days. So I'm going to tell you how am I going to use this idea of modeling to shorten the time it takes to achieve those goals. Okay, so I'll first talk about music lessons. So how can I make music lessons better? Well, are there other music teachers in the world? Yes, there are. There are other people who are music teachers, and there are other people who've had success teaching people, right? So if I want to get better at teaching my music lessons, one thing that I could do is I could talk to some of my other music teacher friends, other people who own music studios. Okay, and I can ask them what they do. What have they done to improve their lessons? What have they done to keep their students longer? What have they done to make students have more fun, right? So I can study what they do. Another thing I could do is I could talk to my students, right? My students are the ones who are taking the lessons. So I can ask them what they've enjoyed about lessons, what they've liked about lessons so far, as well as what they hope to get from lessons in the future, right? So I can study them. I can also ask them what their goals are. So by studying my students, I can get better at serving them. Also by studying other music teachers, I can learn more about the art of teaching, okay? So now for my second goal is to record this song, God Loves You, You're Not Alone. Okay, so how can I model success? Well, what I can do is I can definitely model other people, other songwriters. So maybe I might listen to Lauren Daigle, who's a great songwriter, and she wrote the song You Say. I really like the song You Say. So something that I can do is I can actually listen to her singing the song. I can study the song and what is it that I like about it and what do I want to take into my own song, right? So I can study her song, okay? Other thing I can do is I can play my song, God Loves You, You're Not Alone, for my friends, for my team, play it for you, and I can get some feedback. I can get some feedback on the song, and that can kind of help me when making decisions about how I want it to sound when I record it. Right? So obviously I want to be satisfied with the recording, but I also want to make sure that it's something that other people enjoy. So even before I go and record it, I can ask people for their thoughts, and then I can go and record it. And again, I can ask people who I trust. Okay, so that would be an example of modeling it. Another example would be, let's say you want to learn a specific song. Let's say you want to learn a song that you've never played before, and maybe it's challenging. Maybe you have to learn some new techniques. So how are you going to learn this? How are you going to model someone else in order to be able to learn this song? Well, YouTube is a magical resource. So most songs that you might want to learn are probably on YouTube. So you can actually look the song that you want to learn up on YouTube, and you can watch someone else play it. And you can study them. You can watch them. What are they doing to actually make this sound? And sometimes you can find tutorial videos, like, so how to play Don't Stop Believin' on YouTube. And you might find a video that actually walks you through how to play the song. And that can be really helpful. You can study what they do. I do that sometimes, and it can be helpful. Now, I know watching a YouTube video is not the same as having someone actually teach it to you, but it's a good starting place. It can really help. Another way you could do it is, if you're in music lessons, you could talk to your teacher. You could say, hey, I want to learn this song. Can you help me play it? And now where on a YouTube video, you can watch someone play the song, and that might be helpful, but obviously the YouTube video is not giving you feedback, where when you work with a teacher, that teacher can give you specific feedback, make sure you're not forming any bad habits, make little corrections, and so on and so forth. So that's just an example of how you can model success, okay? So look to someone else who's achieved it. Maybe look to other people who might be affected by the goal that you want to set. So maybe if I wanted to be a better husband, right? So I could study other husbands. I could read a book about marriage. I could also talk to my wife and ask her about what are the things that she likes about me as her husband. What are the things that she would like to see me grow in, right? So that's how you model success. You can look to other people who have succeeded before you. You can also get someone to teach you. You can also ask the people who might be affected by your goal. You can ask them for feedback. So that is what your assignment is going to be for today. For today, the assignment is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All you're going to do is think about what your goal is, and I want you to model someone who's already done it, as well as ask for feedback from someone who might be affected by your goal. Does that make sense? Okay, so there's two parts. So number one, you're going to model someone who's already achieved what you want to achieve or something similar. And number two, you're going to ask someone for feedback who's going to be affected by your goal. So again, this is something we talked about in day one. Whenever you set a goal, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum. Other people are affected by the goals that you set, and you are affected, right? So if you decide you want to learn to play a song, you're giving up on other things. You can't play video games or Netflix at the time that you set aside to work on this goal, okay? So that's why it's important to actually think about who's going to be affected by this goal. Is you pursuing your musical goal going to affect your family? Is it going to affect your friends? Is it going to affect someone? If so, talk to them. Ask them for feedback. Okay, so that's what I want you to focus on for today. Don't have to take too long. You can take maybe just a minute or two to think about who's already achieved this success. And then you can also take a minute or two to like who's been affected by this goal. If you don't know who's achieved it already, YouTube is a great resource. Google's a great resource. If like you want to be a great composer, you can look up Hans Zimmer and study him on Wikipedia, look into his life, watch videos that he's made. In terms of people to give you feedback, family, friends, roommates, that's usually a good place to start. Cool. So I'm going to just give you a minute or two right now just to think about your goal and think about someone else who's achieved it. If you're having trouble with this, I'll check back in a moment. I'm going to give you just a minute or so. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, so again, remember, I'm doing this course with you. So what I did while I gave you that minute, as I was thinking for myself, okay, who can I actually reach out to today who can help me get better at teaching, make sure that I'm giving more value to my students. And then I also thought of, okay, who are some students who I can reach out to, and also I can ask my wife for feedback, okay? So I know that those two things I just did are going to actually help me make sure that I achieve my goal of making music lessons better at JRO. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I know today was a pretty short lesson, but it's important because today is just about modeling success. Now, I want to make this important about the extremes of setting a goal. Now, if you set a goal that no one has ever achieved ever before, you're going to be in trouble. And also, if you want to achieve something that is really bland, or if you just literally want to copy someone else, that's also a recipe for disaster. I'm going to explain that, and then I'm going to end the call. Okay, so first extreme is you want to do something that no one has ever done before. Okay, nothing wrong with wanting to set a goal that no one else has achieved, but the problem with that is, where do you get started? Right? If no one has ever done it before, you're going to just struggle a lot. So you want to cross the English Channel? Okay. You want to learn to play a song that no one has ever learned before? It's going to be much more difficult. Now, it doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means it's going to be much tougher because no one else has done it. Okay. So you can try to set goals like that, but it's going to be very difficult. And at least if you do that, you want to start with finding someone who's done something similar, right? So if you want to cross the English Channel or climb Mount Everest, at least find someone else who's climbed a different type of mountain, across a different type of channel, someone who's done something somewhat similar, because that's going to help you shorten the time. Because if you don't have anyone who has done anything remotely close, I mean, it's going to be very unlikely that you achieve the goal. Or if you want to write a song unlike anything that anyone's ever written before, I mean, good luck with that. Most people probably won't like the song that you come up with, right? So it's good to make sure that your goal is within the realm of possibility and that there is someone who's achieved it or something similar. Okay. The second extreme is, let's say you just want to achieve some goal and you want to just copy exactly what someone else did. Whether that you want to play this song exactly like someone else, or I'm thinking more like you want to write a paper or do some homework and you're just going to literally model, like literally copy what someone else did. Okay, so some problems with that. So one, if you're writing a paper or doing something for homework or writing a song and literally copying someone else's song, well, that's plagiarism, right? And that's illegal and not good. Okay, like you can't take someone else's song and just literally copy it. Okay, so if you want to write a great song, yes, you might listen to someone else's song, like maybe you listen to a Hans Zimmer song or an Adele song and you study it and you break it down, but no, you need to break down like the structure, you know, elements of the song. You can't just steal the song. Okay, and even if you want to play a song exactly like Journey, that's fine, that's cool. But you do have to ask yourself, like, why do I want to play it exactly like the original? Am I looking to be like an impersonator, or is it just that I want to play it exactly like the record? Like, it's probably not going to be really satisfying unless you have a very clear reason. Why do you want to be exactly like someone else? Nothing wrong with that. That's a good starting place. But the point is, you're a different person. So to want to achieve a goal and just be exactly like someone else, it's not really that fulfilling, and it's not going to feel like it's as big of an accomplishment as being able to make it your own, even in some small way. So even if you're playing a song and it sounds similar to the way it was originally written or similar to how someone else plays it, I think, if it's my personal perspective, that it's more fulfilling if you can do something different, something that brings your own personal flair, if that makes sense. Cool. So again, today we talked about modeling success. So modeling someone else who's already achieved what you want to do. Pretty simple. I want you to go ahead and do it. The next time I'm going to be live is, today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. And if you want to watch this live, you can join me tomorrow, which is Thursday, April 16th. At 9 a.m. I'll be recording this live on Zoom at 9 a.m. If you're not able to watch it live, that's totally okay. You can watch the YouTube video, which is a private link. You can watch the YouTube link and still get the value, still learn. And then last but not least, again, just a reminder, this course is completely free, and I want it to be free for you, at least for the foreseeable future. Maybe at some point I might charge for it, but I want to keep it free for you. I really want you to get the value from the course. That said, if you want to help support me and my mission to help you reach your goals, you're more than welcome to donate, either a one-time or a recurring amount. Again, you can go to jropro.com/focus or jropro.com/donate, and you can make a contribution. Again, I recommend not making a contribution until you started to see the value, until you started to see yourself accomplishing goals. Then you'll see that this is actually worth it. Wow, this is worth it for me to invest. But again, no expectation. You don't have to do that. That is totally your free choice. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for the Music Focus course, day 3. I'll see you next time.